So the first time I tried to smoke, I actually got caught. So I didn't get to smoke the very first time. So I was 13 years old and I had just copped from the older, I was in 7th grade and the 8th graders on the bus were smoking and selling weed at the time, right? And so like I was the only one from my friend group brave enough to go to the back of the bus to ask one of the 8th graders for a gram. So like he like sold me like a gram for like 20 bucks or whatever, you know, like classic, you know, 13-year-old shit. And we made like, you know, a makeshift bong and we tried to hit it, but we forgot the lighter. Like we had everything, we're all sitting in a circle, we forget the lighter. My dumbass goes back into my parents' house with the weed in my pocket, rummaging around for like a kitchen lighter, right? And my mom comes in and she's like, "What's that smell?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing, like I was just out in the woods, blah, blah, blah." And the lighter's like peeking out of my pocket and she's like, "What's that in your pocket?" Like totally rookie mistakes, right? And literally she reaches into my pocket and pulls out the lighter and the weed and that was it, right? Like, but then a year later, I started working at Dunkin' Donuts and there were some high schoolers that worked there and they used to do this thing called freezer time where like every hour, 2 hours, they would go into the freezer where like all the shit is and they take like a little bowl in there and like hit the bowl. And so they had some Fruity Pebbles OG and I remember smelling it and like I knew the skunky scent of weed, but I had never smelled the fruity, like cereal-y side. I didn't even know that existed. And I remember like that was such a formative experience for me. Like, whoa, this shit is just beyond like that offensive, skunky, you know, rancid smell or whatever. And yeah, the first time, you know, I hid it in the Dunkin' Donuts freezer and ate like so many donuts and like was just making food in the back and, you know, having a generally good time. But yeah, that's basically how like, you know, my smoking, career started. Who rolls the best blunts? There's a guy on IG.